Right, hey guys, how are we doing? Back on another video from Totally Not Mark, and today we've got another artist versus video thing. I like these. This is AI versus artists drawing Dragon Ball. A lot of AI stuff floating around at the moment, so some interesting stuff coming out from it as well. So let's see how good these AI drawings are compared to artists.
Wasn't drawn by a human being.
Oh.
This was drawn by
androids?
Actually, the technical term is artificial intelligence.
Androids.
I love it.
Okay. And it might just change the online world as we know it forever.
Interesting.
And besides the computer code, music, and essays these AI systems are churning out upon command in mere seconds, it's the AI-generated artwork that you've no doubt seen circulating around every microcosm of the web that's given myself and my team a moment of pause. Because while these AI art generators are being used by millions and are pretty fun to play with, many are also concerned, asking the question, will they replace real-life artists?
Nah.
Well, maybe they'll kill all of you, but I'm not afraid of any over-touted washing machines. You know what? The genius we need to take this seriously, and so I held a meeting.
Is this clips from the Ghost in the Shell animatrix? No, the Matrix animatrix stuff. Awesome.
Now, I don't want to hear
this is class.
This is serious business, and I will not accept weakness on my team. Us versus the androids, and our future might be on the line. Is this understood?
You set that android free. I was told there would be pizza. I don't understand.
I was told there'd be pizza.
Furthermore, Tyson slaved for hours last night, tinkering with dozens of different AI image generators to provide the very best AI Dragon Ball art for us to compete
Oh
against.
God.
How did you find it, Tyson? Was it tough?
Yeah, it was. I haven't slept in quite some time.
That's what I like to hear. And you're right. Nothing is too difficult as long as I'm your leader.
This is great.
Actually, I didn't say that at all, and you still haven't paid me.
My heroic words ringing in their ears, we pressed onwards. I, because I'm the fearless leader, accepted 2 drawings. Trev, because he's the best Dragon Ball artist, accepted 3 drawings.
Okay.
Editor San, because he died, took 1, and AJ took 1 also, because he's lazy. I couldn't ask for a better team, and so, with our stylus shaking, screens greasy from palm sweat, and the future of online traditional artistry hanging in the balance, we called forth the first AI challenge.
Here we go.
AI Mark is up first.
Okay.
It's time for me to lead the way in this contest. Super Saiyan Blue Gohan. And this is the image the AI generator presented me. It's not bad, but I guess I have to try and draw a better one now. Something we should answer from the outset is what AI art is exactly. Simply put, it is a machine learning algorithm that is fed tens of thousands of images from all over the internet, of which it then builds an internal model of how these images look, what the images are with metadata, and the relationships between them. In other words, the AI looks online and tries to cobble together something based on our prompt. And let me tell you, one thing we learned about AI in producing this video is that finding half-decent AIs that can produce art in a specific style like Dragon Ball was a near impossibility.
Oh, was it hard to do?
Sucked.
Oh, wow.
Fusion sucked.
Jeez.
Big Journey sucked a lot. Then Novel AI was... Actually, it was kind of okay. We got a couple of decent artworks from there. However, all of this struggle was finally rewarded when we found Niji Journey. Which is effectively a weed fork of Big Journey trained on a bunch of animated images. And from Niji spawned this Gohan I'm currently working on, which looks pretty damn good. That is, until you look at it for longer than 2 seconds. While this might be the most on-model piece we'll be correcting today, this might be the best time to talk about the most upfront flaw with most AI art. That it only looks good at a glance. So much of even the best AI art online looks pretty good when you first take a gander, but the second you dedicate even a moment of time to look at it,
this is looking really good, by the way, what Ma's doing. Jesus.
Falls apart. Random artifacts in the image, inconsistencies that make no sense, broken anatomy that, I kid you not, confused me to such an extent that I struggled to understand what exactly Gohan was doing with his arm. Was he fixing his wristband, or was he holding his shoulder? It's honestly a coin toss. Funnily enough, though, and you'll see this in later drawings too, these androids hate drawing hands. And I'll tell you why. Because artists around the world hate drawing hands, and its data is sourced from real-life artists.
But that is interesting.
I decided to try and style this Gohan in a classic Dragon Ball Z Masahiro Shimanuki style. Adding in the effects was enjoyable, and in the end, I actually ended up having a lot of fun working on this. However, little did I know that this would be the easiest of the 2 drawings that I would work on this video. But yeah, here's a quick before and after. I think it looks much better, but you can let us know in the comments who you thought defeated the android. Did I win this round, or does it go to the washing machine? You decide.
The washing machine.
Alright, so which android is up next?
AJ.
Which means next up the draw is real-life AJ, and he'll be correcting this stylized Videl holding a, frankly, enormous burger.
That's huge and very bizarre.
This image comes from Novel AI, which, let me tell you, will relentlessly produce lewd artwork unless you consistently and
why? That's so weird.
Like real-life AJ.
Oh god.
Similar to the last image, there are some interesting flaws. We got some floaty hair, squiggly mouth, eyelashes in her eye, and a giant burger held in a way that fills me with more anger than I'm capable.
That's gonna burn if you're eating it fresh.
Infuriating burger technique aside, the biggest problem here is that we asked for the style on Dragon Ball, and this is obviously not that.
No, it's
Although AI
not.
wasn't trained much on Dragon Ball, it was clearly trained on loads of X-rated Twitter and Tumblr posts.
Yeah.
And with that knowledge, this is probably a good time to talk about the, quote, capability of AI art. Novel AI is largely incapable of generating things that look like Dragon Ball solely because it hasn't been fed Dragon Ball styled images. Or at least not enough of them. That is to say that these AI art gen models are
It's weird, isn't it? Like, it can't just randomly generate itself. It needs to learn. It needs to be fed everything before it can.
They are never, ever going to create neoclassical era art, or romantic era art, or even modern art. An AI music generator is never going to be fed 1940s rhythm and blues and then create rock and roll, because there is quite literally not a creative element in place here to speak of. It is
just replicating.
Input, processed, and then similar data output based on the prompt. In other words, you can only get out what you put
in.
With this image, AJ took to task not only fixing the structural
wow, that's brilliant.
but also adapted it to the Dragon
burger
Ball
looks
style
great as well.
while giving it its own personal flair, which, as we mentioned, is something that AI is incapable of doing. And we think the results speak for themselves. Let us know
really
your
good.
thoughts on this round. Next up, it's a big one, and it's AI Trev. And he's after producing this dramatic, albeit sort of janky-looking Broly. I hope you're ready for this one, Trev. Hold nothing back.
Jesus.
I think, well, perhaps more visually striking than the last two, this AI-generated Broly artwork demonstrates more obvious problems than we've otherwise seen. Big hand, shadow net, Baz, fur is screwed up, and there's a random floating green orb in the middle of his chest. I don't understand. Why is that?
Oh, yeah.
And that's ignoring the dude's whole face situation. So, yeah, Godspeed, Trev. Like I said, AI art is just damning data out, right? And you can see first-hand examples of that on TikTok with their recent trend of the anime filter. I uploaded a video onto my TikTok where I basically used Vegeta and it turned him into an anime girl every single time.
No way, that's so weird.
Because the AI was fed anime girls.
Yeah.
But you might be asking yourself, so
come on, guys. Come on, stop it.
There, or perhaps even a few of you, that are getting a strange sense of deja vu looking at this AI Broly, as it looks very, very similar to a lot of art, both official or otherwise. For many of these images, you can almost directly make out the chunk of images that they were trained on. And as a result, so many of the AI's art generations come out very much looking like certain fan artists, Dragon Ball Heroes art, and Legends art, to name but a few. And perhaps it doesn't take much to see what I'm getting at by bringing this up. There's an ethical discussion to be had here about the image sources. None of these are taken with consent. Whether they be from official sources, fan art, or what have you, they're all simply scraped from the internet and fed into this machine. This machine that can output, quote, art based on stolen work that can be technically sold, marketed, or posted as though it was unique.
Yeah, weird. Oh wow, that was amazing.
AI Dragon Ball art right now, made out of pre-existing fan art, and sell it as our own. And that's not even speculation, by the way. That's literally covered in Novel AI's very own terms of service. And to me, at least, that seems really unethical. With that said, I think what Trev has done here by adding model correctness, fixing flaws, and implementing his own effects work has ended up creating a truly impressive final piece. Check out that before and after. I mean, come on, it's amazing work.
That's brilliant.
I hope you use that Broly as a good warm-up, Trev, because AI Trev is up again next and produced a really striking Bardock. Okay, now I say striking, but what I really
mean is,
his
face?
Holy crap! What's wrong with his back arm that devolves into a body horror face, completely broken?
Yeah, that face is wrong.
Hair, pastry roll armor, and so on. Like,
I can say from a distance,
I can
looks
tell
great,
that this is Bardock and the composition is striking, but that's about where the compliments with this
fix his arm, fix his face.
An absolute disaster piece, to say the least. Now, a popular argument used in favor of AI art using stolen art to learn is that that's precisely how humans themselves learn. They observe other art, learn from it, then produce similar art. And this gives rise to natural evolutions of art, like blues eventually giving rise to the likes of rock and roll, as I mentioned prior. And I think the best argument we have against that line of thinking is, quite simply, that there is no creative element to speak of in AI. It, by design, cannot based on what is input. And even further than that, there are many fundamental flaws with this argument posed. For one, it sort of personifies a literal computer program. Nothing about its set of ones and zeros is learning or observing anything in a human sense. And even aside from that, we are sidestepping the fundamental issue with the way AI art is trained. That is that it is fed droves of images with a complete disregard for a lack of copyright compensation, permission,
Yeah,
and so
it doesn't
on. And each model
actually
is taking
care
literally
about what
hundreds
is
of thousands
being
of
taken
human hours
in,
work,
yeah.
yoinking it, then with no regard for the original artist generating images from them. Images that will either be sold for profit or used to advertise their AI website by showing derivative work
That
of the
looks
very artists
amazing.
they stole.
Yo.
And as you can see here, with Trev's illustration of Bardock, particularly when we do a before and after, you can see that there's something significant gained when you apply the ability of a professionally trained artist to a work like this that you otherwise cannot
That is
generate.
awesome.
This pose with Bardock simply doesn't exist online, and so naturally, because these androids cannot create something specific and accurate, we get something like this instead of something like what Trev made. But okay, that's enough from Trev for now. Next up in the arena of artistic gladiatorial combat is AI Editor San. Drawing this Bulma eating or vomiting, I can't tell.
That's weird.
And
It's not even coming out of the bowl. It's not even coming out of the bowl, there we go.
You know what? She's cute. Lord only knows whose lovely artwork it, quote, borrowed to arrive at this result, but it's still cute. Barring, you know, the dead eyes, eyelashes, and, oh yeah, the noodles she's spewing from her mouth onto the floor. I think she's supposed to be eating them, but
I think so too,
this
but
is not how you eat noodles.
so bizarre.
Editor San is on the case to right this wrong.
Hell yeah,
This
looking good
current
already.
affront to humanity, Editor San has decided to take this a different direction entirely.
Yo, details
by
on
trying
the fingers,
to emulate
amazing.
more modern Toriyama style.
Yo.
And really, that's a convenient segue to the topic of specificity and
Yeah,
creativity
why? 'Cause he's
with regards to
lazy.
artificial intelligence. Many of you at this point might rightfully be thinking that since stealing images from artists without permission, copyright acquisition, or compensation is bad, we ought to train a better AI model with only legally acquired or public domain images, right? I mean, that sounds like a good idea, and most importantly, an ethical course to steer our AI ship. Well, here's where we run into another huge problem with AI art presently. Not only does it lack the ability to make a creative decision to adapt this art with its own twist on an established style, it also struggles deeply with specificity, meaning even the best AI art models presently are, for lack of a better term, throwing paint against the wall and seeing what sticks.
Yeah.
Ask it to make an image of Unit 01 from Evangelion walking a giant corgi in the city, and you will get, well, a lot of things that aren't that.
Right.
And being able to
Jesus.
produce what's being specifically requested or being looked for is vitally important. I don't know if any of you have ever done art for a client before, but specificity is king to delivering an actual product worth paying for.
Yeah.
Details, big and small, precise and minute changes to clothes, expressions, backgrounds, composite, and so on. All things that are absolutely vital to delivering a result that not only pleases the client who's paying you money, but it's the key to what makes an art style just that, a specific style. AI art is just completely and wholly incapable of that right now. And unfortunately, that flaw with AI is with the extremely vast array of stolen art it uses to train itself. How much do you think that problem will be exacerbated if it decreases its pool of images to train itself by 99.98%, only using legitimately acquired or open domain art? The answer? Not too well, to say the least. But as you can see with Editor San's work, it's able to apply years of practice and understanding of not
That's
just the
so
subject, but the
good.
specific demands of the pose to construct the anatomy and create the desired mood for this piece to pop. And the end result honestly looks aesthetically pleasing to me. Almost like something you'd see from a 90s noodles commercial.
Yeah,
However, now it's time for me to face my Everest. And what I stand against is pretty intimidating.
You, me, hard as you can. Are we clear?
Crystal. This was hard.
Whoa.
And to be honest, through the struggle, stopping and starting, and a lot of help from all the artists in this video, I'm pretty pleased with how this one turned out. And I think with this one, because of that effort and passion, highlights why this one works as well as it does. Because there are a significant amount of creative liberties taken with it. To create this AI Vegeta, the prompt was Vegeta striking a dynamic pose. And using that as my prompt, I decided to not only correct the mistakes made by this AI, but change the pose to something more suited to Vegeta.
To Vegeta himself,
some other
yeah.
bells and whistles you'll be happy to see, I'm sure. In other words, we're going full Super Vegeta with this one. And so now you might be asking, What about using AI art as an inspiration for artists? That's a use case, right?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you could. I just don't think it'd be anything worth taking inspiration from, largely speaking. And I'm sure a lot of artists might actually agree with me here. Let me explain why I think this. When an artist is looking at another person's work for reference and inspiration, they aren't just looking at the subject to copy, but are instead looking for a specific approach and perspective.
Like art style.
An execution of a pose or angle, the composition of the image, the stylistic quirks of their work, the use of value in this piece to draw the eye in, and a million other elements that are all drawn from that particular human's set of skills, sensibilities, and life experiences. What makes someone, an artist, make a decision in how they draw isn't necessarily down to some dogmatic, widely used and accepted practice oftentimes, but is also informed by that artist's lived experiences. In other words, great artwork can tell you something about the artist themselves. These are all things that are born from a single source and intrinsically cannot be derived from AI art. Most of us love how certain scenes like this look, but a more casual observer might not understand why this looks as great as it does, or why so many agree. As we've discussed in detail now, AI art is an amalgamation. There is no stylistic work to study. You will never get a Yuya Takahashi from an AI-generated image unless you feed it a bunch of his work, at which point you're better off just looking at the originals anyway.
May as well
Honestly,
just go to the original artist.
Animator Yuya Takahashi is a great case study for this. This is an individual who grew up with classic Dragon Ball Z, was inspired by it, and that inspiration eventually gave rise to his own style that is now world famous in Dragon Ball Super. People love his artwork. It's clearly inspired by something that was once before, but is also something entirely
different. Yeah.
And in that same way, I decided to ignore this piece largely and implement artwork that resonated with me, what I felt like drawing, using effects work and shading that I felt would work and reminded me of one of my favorite artists, Yuya Takahashi's work, while also implementing some of my own stylistic quirks into the mix, creating a brand new piece, and hopefully you think it looks cool.
I do think it looks cool.
To our last drawing of the video, and it comes by way of AI Trev. Here we have, I think, Gohan riding a bike, and believe it or not, this was the best of the bunch that we generated.
He's got
for this particular
a hand on the other.
with cousin Thing from the
There we go. I was about to say, yeah, why has he got 3
In
hands?
this video, we've taken a rather negative approach against AI-generated art, but that's also not to say that AI art has no place at all. Far from it. It's clearly already become this incredible tool that's taken the internet by storm, and so, if nothing else, I posit that it has a true use. And that purpose is largely the one everyone at this point has largely seen. It is an exceptionally fun toy to experiment with. We've established that using it for any form of profit or acclaim is inherently immoral as it is, and we've also covered that it lacks the depth and specificity to replace actual illustrators, concept artists, and the like in any real professional setting. But look across the internet and you'll also see what 99.99999% of people that have been using it have been doing. And you will see exactly how it shines. It is a very fun, pretty powerful toy. You're certainly not going to get the same level of craft, thought, and creativity that you would otherwise get from a real-life artist after commissioning them, but you know what you can do? Generate an image of Adele eating a burger the wrong way in 10 seconds. You can generate an image of Shrek playing basketball on the moon, an image of Gohan riding a sick motorcycle along a dirt road with a new outfit. And when you
That's
think about
brilliant.
it,
That looks such classic Dragon Ball.
Silly ideas to life, even if they are usually not particularly well done, is not only a novel experience, but something I'm sure millions who aren't artistically inclined can experiment with for fun. It opens up a whole new world to them, and I think that is a perfectly reasonable purpose for something like this. Is it really necessary to insist that AI art must strive to be more? Do we need AI art to become a perfectly moral, omnipotently skilled artist capable of generating all art in the world? Must this innovation be used in a way that seeks profit? Perhaps this is the inevitable end result. That is pretty much the case with all other technological advancements of modern times, but this is different. This one doesn't aim to keep us from having to dig a painstaking hole in the ground to fit a fence in. This doesn't aim to save us the effort of driving 20 miles down the road to buy a screwdriver. Its expressed goal is to give us the same art we had before, but without having to pay an artist to get it. Though you better believe you'll have to pay the AI art company, though. But with that said, creativity is an inherently sentient trait. Humans have been making art since they could hold tools. It is a beautiful and personal expression of each individual, a sum of 1,000 lifetimes of inspiration and lived experience, with each giant of their respective era acting as the foothold for which the next great can stand upon in an ethical manner. It is not something worth automating, and so yeah, I'm fine with it being a toy. Because, you know what, sometimes I just want to quickly see what Conan O'Brien in a banana suit looks like. I mean, who doesn't?
That's very bizarre. They did a very good job doing those arts. The AI thing is interesting, but yeah, it can't make its own stuff. It has to feed off of what exists already, so it's just going to like regurgitate what we already have. It's not going to come up with something brand new. Yeah, interesting take. I liked the whole Vista. I liked the opening sketch. That was funny as well. And yeah, they all did a good job. Thank you to my patrons. If you want to have your name at the end of every video I upload, link is in the description to the Patreon page. $1 a month is all assholes budget. I was greatly appreciated. Thank you guys very much for that. Thank you all for watching. What do you guys think of that? What do you guys think of this? Click like, subscribe if you haven't already. Leave comments down below. Let me know that I should watch this in future videos. And I'll see you guys, all you guys, next time.